On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Curator. A
person whose job is to manage the objects or artworks in a museum, art gallery, etc.
Examples:
Curator of a library. Interim curator. The museum curator conserved the ancient manuscripts.
Acclaim.
Praise or admiration that is expressed publicly, verb, to praise or admire someone or something publicly.
Examples:
Acclaim the winner. Treated with royal acclaim. The actor's performance in the play earned her widespread acclaim from the theater community.
Disconcert.
To cause confusion, uncertainty, or embarrassment in someone, to make someone feel uneasy or uncertain.
Examples:
Disconcert his plans. Disconcert the enthusiast. His sudden departure disconcerted the team.
Confer.
To have a meeting or discussion, to come to a decision or agreement or exchange ideas, to bestow something.
Examples:
Confer degree. Confer honor. The leaders of the two countries met to confer on the issue.
Co-worker.
A person who works with another in the same company or organization.
Examples:
Coworker relationship. Argue with a coworker. My ex-coworker and I had different working styles, but managed to get along.
Pandemic.
An outbreak of a disease that affects many people over a very wide area.
Examples:
Flu pandemic. Global pandemic. They fear a pandemic of a new type of virus.
Devastation.
The act of causing great destruction or damage, often on a large scale.
Examples:
Financial devastation. Devastation to life. The economic recession caused devastation in the housing market, with many people losing their homes.
Antiviral.
Inhibiting or stopping the growth and reproduction of viruses. Noun, any drug that destroys viruses.
Examples:
Antiviral effect. An antiviral agent. The doctor immediately prescribed antiviral drugs.
Smallpox.
A highly contagious viral disease characterized by fever, weakness, spots on the skin, and often death.
Examples:
Smallpox epidemic. Smallpox vaccine. An outbreak of smallpox occurred in the 1920s.
Horrific.
Causing horror or disgust, gruesome and terrifying.
Examples:
Horrific experience. Horrific condition. The accident scene was horrific. with bodies and debris scattered everywhere.
Coronavirus.
A large family of viruses that can cause illness in humans and animals, which name comes from the crown-like spikes on the surface of the virus, which can be seen under a microscope, and COVID-19 is caused by a specific type of coronavirus known as SARS-CoV-2.
Examples:
Coronavirus antibody test kit. Coronavirus bankruptcy. Considering the situation of coronavirus, organized stopped this year's beer festival.
Disrupt.
To prevent or stop something, especially an event, activity, or process, from continuing in the usual way by causing a problem or disturbance.
Examples:
Disrupt a well-ordered condition. Disrupt sleep. I'm so sorry to disrupt you when you're pretty busy.
Infect.
To affect a person, an animal, or a plant with a disease-causing organism.
Examples:
Infect other animal species. Infect a computer with a virus. Children often infect parents with this head cold.
Transmissible.
Of or connected with something, such as a disease or trait, able to be passed or transmitted from one person or organism to another.
Examples:
Transmissible through contact. Maximum transmissible data size. The disease is highly transmissible and can be transmitted through close contact with infected individuals.
Prioritize.
To assign a higher level of importance to something compared to other things.
Examples:
Prioritize tasks. Prioritize people over cars. The organization prioritized the needs of the community in its decision-making.
Disastrous.
Extremely bad, harmful, or unsuccessful.
Examples:
Have disastrous consequences. Absolutely disastrous effect. The emission of hazardous substances has disastrous effects on the ecology of a region.
Confuse.
To mistake one thing for another, to make somebody hard to understand.
Examples:
Confuse the listener. Confuse fantasy with reality. Her remarks confused the debate.
Shove.
To push someone or something in a rough way.
Examples:
Shove a person aside. Shove hamburger into my mouth. He forcibly shoved the flyer into my bag.
Swab.
A small piece of soft material used by a doctor, nurse, etc., for cleaning a cut or taking a sample from somebody's body for testing. Verb, apply, usually a liquid, to a surface.
Examples:
Alcohol swab. Cotton swab. He took a swab of his ear.
Dough.
A mature female of mammals of which the male is called a buck, such as a deer or a rabbit.
Examples:
Doe rabbit. Buck and doe. Hunters use a whistle that makes the doe sound to lure stags.
Chaotic.
Without any order or organization, extremely disorganized, unpredictable, and confusing.
Examples:
The chaotic economic situation. Chaotic theory. Change is also occurring in Turkey as a result of chaotic reform.
Kiosk.
A small, often freestanding structure or booth, typically used as a retail outlet or information center, particularly in a public space or high-traffic area.
Examples:
Outdoor kiosk. Information kiosk. I ordered some snacks at the kiosk before boarding my flight.
Electrify.
To make a machine or system work by using electricity, to make someone extremely enthusiastic about or interested in something.
Examples:
Electrify the audience. Electrify a manufacturing process. The product developed through years of research continues to electrify the market.
Riddle.
A type of question that describes something in a difficult and confusing way, and that has a surprising answer, often asked as a game.
Examples:
Riddle me a riddle. Solve the riddle. The riddle remains mysterious to us.
Meaningless.
Having no meaning, direction, or purpose.
Examples:
A meaningless endeavor. Do a meaningless task. This experiment's results are meaningless because the other conditions are not identical.
Irresponsible.
Not showing a proper sense of responsibility, not reliable.
Examples:
Irresponsible actions. Irresponsible behavior. It was irresponsible of him to drive home after drinking so much alcohol.
Thereabout.
Approximately, around a particular time, place, or amount.
Examples:
Thereabout estimate. 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. or thereabout. I live in a small town thereabout 50 miles from the city.
Horrify.
To shock or disgust greatly.
Examples:
Horrify audience. Horrify victims. The series of terrorist attacks horrify the entire nation.
Contemplate.
To think about a possible future action, or to think about something for a long time thoughtfully.
Examples:
Contemplate a marriage. Contemplated leaving school. I recently contemplated dropping out of school and getting a full-time job. Pariah. An outcast or social reject, a person who is despised and avoided by society or a particular group.
Examples:
Pariah community. Treated as a pariah. Being a whistleblower can often lead to becoming a social pariah in some industries.
Tempting.
Likely to attract or persuade someone to do something, especially something that may not be wise or safe.
Examples:
Tempting offer. Sound very tempting. The chocolate cake was too tempting for me to resist.
Madden.
To make someone extremely angry or irritated, often to the point of losing control or rationality, to become irrational or frenzied with anger or frustration.
Examples:
Madden with rage. Madden the enemy. The slow internet connection maddened him as he tried to stream his favorite show.
Opportune.
Suitable or happening at a time that is suitable or convenient for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Opportune occasion. An opportune remark. The phone rang at the most opportune time.
Asymptomatic.
Not experiencing or exhibiting any symptoms of a particular disease or condition, even though the individual may be infected or affected by it.
Examples:
Asymptomatic carrier. Asymptomatic infection. The study showed that 1/3 of infected individuals could remain asymptomatic throughout the disease.
Pragmatic.
Practical rather than idealistic.
Examples:
Pragmatic approach. Pragmatic politics. He was a pragmatic leader who made decisions based on what was practical rather than ideal.
Hemisphere.
Half of the terrestrial globe, half of a sphere.
Examples:
Northern hemisphere. Cerebral hemisphere. This weather pattern is unique to the southern hemisphere.
Miraculous.
Very effective or lucky, or completely unexpected.
Examples:
A miraculous encounter. Go through a miraculous change. He made a miraculous recovery.
Explode.
To burst or break open violently and noisily, to cause something to burst or break open.
Examples:
Explode in anger. Explode in popularity. The old building exploded in a fiery inferno.
Circulate.
To move continuously or freely around a place or closed system.
Examples:
Circulate a rumor. Circulate an agenda before the meeting. The fan circulates the air in the room quickly.
Quarantine.
A state of isolation imposed on people or animals to prevent the spread of disease.
Examples:
Out of quarantine. Mandatory quarantine. Due to the outbreak, the government imposed a 2-week quarantine for all travelers.
Reversible.
Capable of being turned or done in the opposite direction or way, capable of being reversed or undone.
Examples:
Reversible decision. Reversible fabrics. The jacket is reversible so that you can wear it with the fur lining on the outside or the inside.
Slum.
A heavily populated urban area characterized by poor, rundown housing and infrastructure, often associated with poverty and social neglect.
Examples:
Slum area. Slum dwellers. The government needs to invest more in affordable housing options to reduce the number of people living in slums.
Respire.
To breathe, to inhale and exhale air, to live.
Examples:
Respire deeply. Unable to respire on my own. The scuba diver needed to follow the proper techniques to respire while exploring the underwater world.
Hydroxychloroquine.
A medication used to treat malaria and certain autoimmune diseases, such as rheumatoid arthritis and lupus.
Examples:
Hydroxychloroquine treatment. Potential hydroxychloroquine side effects. In the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a lot of debate over the effectiveness of hydroxychloroquine as a treatment for the virus.
Azithromycin.
A broad-spectrum antibiotic drug used to treat bacterial infections, especially respiratory and skin infections.
Examples:
Azithromycin tablet. Azithromycin powder. To ensure a successful treatment, it is crucial to adhere to the prescribed azithromycin dosage.
Improvisation.
The act of making something up on the spot or creating or performing something without preparation.
Examples:
Improvisation on stage. Jazz improvisation. He created a beautiful piece of music using only improvisation.
Triage.
The process of sorting or categorizing patients or other items by severity or priority to determine the order in which they should be treated or handled.
Examples:
Triage system. Triage nurse. In the aftermath of the hurricane, the military set up a triage center to assist with medical emergencies.
Transfuse.
To transfer or impart something, such as blood, emotions, or knowledge, from one thing or person to another. To permeate or soak through something with a particular quality or substance.
Examples:
Transfuse plasma. Transfuse ideas. The hospital had to transfuse blood into the patient to replace the lost blood from the accident.
Overwhelm.
To defeat someone or something by using a great deal of force, to have a strong emotional effect on somebody.
Examples:
He was overwhelmed with gratitude. Overwhelm opponents by numbers. Too much variety may overwhelm and confuse viewers.
Exponentiation.
The process of multiplying a number by itself a certain number of times represented by an exponent, the mathematical operation of raising a number to a power.
Examples:
Exponentiation function. Exponentiation operator. In cryptography, modular exponentiation forms the basis of many public key algorithms, such as the RSA algorithm.
Vaccinate.
To treat with a vaccine, usually by injection, to produce immunity against a disease.
Examples:
Vaccinate against scarlet fever. Vaccinate every year. The nurse vaccinated the children in the school.
Turbinate.
Having a spiral, winding shape, resembling a coil or snail shell, often used to describe the bony structures within the nasal cavity that help to warm and humidify inhaled air.
Examples:
Nasal turbinate. Turbinate hypertrophy. The patient had a deviated septum due to a turbinate bone in their nose.
Terrifying.
Very frightening or intimidating.
Examples:
Terrifying experience. Terrifying events. Large earthquakes often generate terrifying tsunamis.
Xenophobia.
Extreme fear or hatred of people from other countries.
Examples:
Suffer from xenophobia. Linguistic xenophobia. The xenophobia in society makes it hard for immigrants to assimilate and integrate.
Inward.
Directed or facing towards the inside, inside or inward looking.
Examples:
Inward peace. Inward cargo. The inward motion of the tide was gradually slowing down.
Generosity.
The fact or quality of being willing to do kind things, or give somebody money, gifts, or time freely.
Examples:
Active generosity. Boundless generosity. He is remembered for his generosity and civilization.
Sub-Saharan.
Of or relating to or situated in the area south of the Sahara Desert.
Examples:
Sub-Saharan Africa. Sub-Saharan countries. The coffee producers in sub-Saharan countries are at the sharp end of fluctuations in price.
Malnutrition.
The condition of having an improper or inadequate diet, typically resulting in weakness, illness, and developmental problems, the state of being undernourished or lacking essential nutrients.
Examples:
severe malnutrition, childhood malnutrition. The doctor advised the patient to eat a balanced diet to avoid malnutrition.
Ventilate.
To supply fresh air to a room, building, etc., to remove stale air from it.
Examples:
ventilate my opinion, ventilate air. It's important to ventilate the room to avoid the buildup of harmful gases.
Unaddressed.
Not dealt with, resolved, or attended to, lacking attention or consideration.
Examples:
unaddressed risks, unaddressed letter. The community is frustrated with the unaddressed issue of crime in the area.
Optimist.
A person who tends to expect the best in all things and to be hopeful and confident about the future.
Examples:
optimist by nature, excessive optimist. She is a confident optimist who always looks on the bright side.
Polio.
An acute infectious disease caused by a virus that attacks nerve cells in the spinal cord and brain, leading to paralysis, muscle weakness, and potentially lifelong disability.
Examples:
polio epidemic, polio eradication. The polio vaccine development is regarded as one of the greatest medical achievements of the 20th century.
Distract.
To draw someone's attention away from what they are trying to do.
Examples:
distract attention from the real issue, distract public opinion. Please don't distract me while I'm studying.
Sober.
Not drunk or affected by alcohol, dignified in manner or character and committed to keeping promises.
Examples:
sober discussion, as sober as a judge. He led a sober life.
Pathogen.
A bacterium, virus, or other microorganism that causes disease.
Examples:
plant pathogen, the pathogen in the air. mRNA vaccines are approved faster because they do not contain inactivated pathogens.
Craving.
A strong desire of wanting something.
Examples:
craving for revenge, curb our cravings. I have a craving for nicotine.
Timescale.
A period or interval of time, particularly one used as a standard for measuring or comparing other periods of time, a reference point or benchmark for the duration or length of a particular event or process.
Examples:
long timescale, realistic timescale. The timescale for completing the construction project is 3 years.
Wreck.
A ship that has sunk or has been destroyed, a vehicle that has been badly damaged in an accident.
Examples:
The house was a wreck. A worthless wreck. The divers accidentally discovered a wreck on the ocean floor.
Setback.
An unfortunate happening that hinders or impedes a reversal or check in progress.
Examples:
Major setback. Suffer a setback. The team experienced a setback when their star player was injured during the game.
Hunch.
To lean forward or arch one's back in a way that suggests a feeling of suspicion or uncertainty. To have a feeling or presentiment that something is true or likely to happen, without evidence or explicit proof.
Examples:
Hunch against the rain. Hunch up the shoulders. I hunch over my computer all day, and my back aches after a while.